Hello everyone and welcome to another game of World of Warships. Today's replay is from MrTheGreenGolem and he is in the Yorck, a tier 7 German cruiser. He is on the map Neighbors in a standard battle. It's a tier 7 battle, so that's pretty nice. There is only one enemy destroyer, there is a carrier. The downside is MrTheGreenGolem is in a Yorck. Well, I just don't like this ship very much, I suppose, but you know, opinions differ. Now, here we have this little shift pop up again that you've probably seen in a lot of replays, and what you can do is you can just unlock the camera, zoom in, right, out, in, out, do this like 3 times or so, and it should not bother you again. You could even do this at the start of the replay and it will never pop up in the first place. While watching a lot of replays for Project Rect, I figured that out, and so far it's worked on every replay I tried it on, which is I think over 20, so yeah. Speaking of Project Rect, if you haven't read the description of my last one, there is a small giveaway going on there for some Santa Crate gift codes that I have thanks to Wargaming, so read the description of my last Project Rect. Anyway, let's get back to this battle here. Now, MrTheGreenGolem is in a decent position here. Okay, he's just been spotted, but he is here up in the north, and there are some islands here. There is some cover, and shoot over those islands. You can drop into, use them to drop into concealment. So usually you wanna be here in the north. The south is just way too open. Those islands there are too big. You can't shoot over those, so they are less usable for your cruiser as cover. And you know, if you aren't pushing here too hard, you should still be in a position to get home again. So it's common that the teams focus on the north side. And an Emerald was showing full broadside and slowly peeking around the corner, and he got wrecked for it. Now I guess he was just slowly sailing around here to deploy smoke, but you know, didn't count on getting wrecked so fast. Now overall it's just looking good. The friendly team is ahead with 2 ships, and I'm not exactly sure what he's launching those torpedoes for. The torpedo range is only 6 kilometers and there hasn't even been anything spotted here. Here on the minimap you can see the 6 kilometer torpedo range circle. And there is nothing in there, right? So those, I mean, it's not like he's endangering friendlies right now, so it doesn't really matter, but it's really unlikely that, or it's pretty much impossible that those torpedoes hit anything. Now there are some, oh, the planes are going away and they are being chased by the friendly fighter squadron, so good job from the carrier. He is hunting down enemy planes. Now there is a cyclone coming in, and it's 2 minutes until the cyclone starts, and then it will be a few minutes until the visibility is reduced, but you gotta plan a little bit ahead. In a cyclone you can only see 8 kilometers, that means you wanna be in a position where you still potentially can shoot targets. Of course, for a cruiser that's pretty much bad, because if you're forced to get 8 kilometers close to a battleship, then you are just getting wrecked. It's a little bit less worse if we have torpedoes, so at least there is that. And look at that, we got a destroyer here, and down he goes. So that's nice, the enemy team is now without a destroyer, and while the friendly team already has lost one as well, I still have one left. Of course, less of an issue in a standard battle here. Destroyers are much more important when you are in domination, maybe epicenter, where it's all about capturing objectives. Now here in the south, well, there are like 3 enemy ships we could say, and maybe 2 friendlies, although the Colorado is going down there as well. If he wants to support here the north or the south, I don't think it matters all that much. He is going for a Scharnhorst currently. And, well, the Scharnhorst isn't paying any attention towards him, which is good. We also have an Okotnik here in the smoke, who is having some fun. Okotnik has very short range torpedoes, so it's unlikely that he can get a good hit on the Scharnhorst. But he might do some damage, set some fires. And yeah, the Scharnhorst is, well, was burning pretty nicely now with the damage control gone. Let's hope they can start some more. And with the Colorado here as backup, this Scharnhorst I think should go down. I'm still surprised that he isn't shooting the Yorck here. And the Green Golem has switched to armor piercing. Good choice when you see the broadside. Not sure where the Scharnhorst is turning, so he is switching back to high explosive. And I'd expected the Scharnhorst to, I guess, turn away more aggressively. But the Scharnhorst has finally figured out that he can shoot himself a juicy cruiser. But there is some smoke cover here. Although I'm not sure how long that smoke will remain. Maybe Green Golem can get some use out of it. And there are Scharnhorst torpedoes coming this way. Nobody is surprised. The Green Golem should be far enough away. The Okotnik is just sitting there and taking it. And it looks like the torpedoes had about as much range as the Okotnik was. So yeah, that's no more destroyers in this battle. But this Scharnhorst is going down shortly. And yeah, friendly team is still 2 ships ahead. Now the cyclone has started, the visibility is constantly being reduced, which means at this point it's important to stick together because you can't support each other if you're too far away. Even if you're like 3 kilometers apart or 5 kilometers apart, right there is quite a big distance where you can't help your ally if the enemy is coming from the wrong direction. Now we've lost vision of pretty much everything, but there are Duke and Yorck coming this way, but Ignition now, Yorck and Colorado. Well, they should be able to deal with that. Of course, the Yorck is the one screwed, because both enemies will focus down the Yorck, and at 8 kilometers there really isn't much room to dodge. And those guns will be pretty accurate at this distance, so as a cruiser, yeah, you're pretty much screwed. Unless, of course, you can get them with your torpedoes. So they might be screwed as well. So he's using Hydro here, and we can already see the Yorck coming around this corner. Should probably call him Duke. So it's less confusing. And the Green Golem is already turning. He's launching his torpedoes 2.5 kilometers. He should make those count, and the Duke is not even trying to evade, which is surprising. Now unfortunately he took a big hit here, and that's less surprising. I mean, he is rather close, and those guns of those enemies hurt. Now he's going for some torpedoes on the Miyoko as well, and it's pretty good that the enemy was shooting high explosive, because otherwise he would already be down. So yeah, that went surprisingly well. Friendly team is up by quite a bit. This flank is cleaned out, so now they can go over there and hopefully mob up. Now he was still on fire, but the fire ran out. He is still floating. So everything is fine. Now I expect that the friendly King George here, who is all alone, will go down soon. Then again, thanks to the Cyclone, he is in a one-on-one duel with another King George, so he could come out ahead. But he doesn't. Now here we have 4 friendly ships sticking together. Those 2 ships in the north are somewhat together, I suppose. And what's important in a Cyclone is to not charge in one at a time. A Cyclone is really the time when you can turn a battle around. And now we'll just speed it up here a little bit, because all they are doing is sailing towards the enemy in a Cyclone, and they obviously can't see anything. So let's wait until they get close. Now the Colorado here is being engaged, and well, the Green Golem tried to get some blind shells in that direction, Got one shot out of it. But you know, he is on rather low health. Anyway, there is Nuremberg charging this way, and with his health, one salvo from basically any ship could probably wreck him. But you know, was prepared with armor piercing and he wrecked the Nuremberg instead. Now that's the 6th kill, and that's nice. Now an independence is coming, more ships to slaughter. But unfortunately there is also a Cleveland, and the Cleveland is looking his way. He is already turning way too much and there is no escape. He is going down here, but he managed to launch some torpedoes. Not sure if those torpedoes will hit anything, so let's... I hate the camera. So, no, those torpedoes aren't going to hit anything. It's still somewhat anyone's game, I suppose, but the friendlies have a huge lead here. Cleveland doesn't have torpedoes, which means that Gneisenau can just sail around the corner and feast on the poor Cleveland. The Independence here is in the middle of the fight for whatever reason. At least he is, well, somewhat a meat shield for the other ships, I suppose. George here is coming in, and the Cleveland is trying to find some cover from the battleship, probably sinking that Nuremberg pretty soon. Desperate last stand of the Cleveland. Oh, the Nuremberg's still alive, and looks like the Cleveland is getting really unlucky here. Come on! Well, I probably shouldn't be cheering for the enemy. Anyway, Cleveland is going down as well. Yeah. So this leaves 2 enemies. The Independence, who is charging, probably trying to ram, but just doesn't work. And the George is down as well. Now let's take a look at the results. MrTheGreenGolem got 2,425 base experience, and rather well done by him. Was a nice little game, and since I've been showing so much battleships lately, I thought it was time to show you a cruiser once more. MrTheGreenGolem earned himself 2 devastating strikes, Confederate, Kraken, First Blood and High Caliber. He scored 144,000 points of damage, sunk 6 enemies, and had some brawling fun in a cyclone, in a Yorck. So, yeah, I enjoyed that battle. I hope you did as well. And I'll see you guys next time.